Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into this lightning talk. My name's Hailey Babb, and I'm the Open Education Project Manager here with Spark. As part of my role, I support the day-to-day operations of Spark's Open Education Leadership Program. For those of you who aren't familiar with the program, it's an intensive professional development program designed to empower academic professionals with the knowledge, skills, and connections to lead successful open education initiatives that benefit students in their communities. It's structured as a fellowship, but the best part about the program is the vibrant community of practice that emerges every year in our unique cohorts. So the goal of this session is to dive into that a little bit deeper, particularly taking a look at our 2020-2021 cohort, our most recent graduating class. This was the fourth year that we ran the program, and also the first year that we expanded the program beyond librarians to include open education specialists in other related professions, such as policy analysts, instructional designers, and more. As well, it was also the first year that the program was fully virtual, as obviously the cohort was not able to attend the Open Education Conference as they usually do due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which of course also had an impact on the experience of each of our fellows. Our fellows came from across institutions in the US and Canada, which also made for really rich conversations about what it takes to engage stakeholders, how to develop successful open education programs that serve all students, all while working to more intentionally center issues of equity inclusion in our day-to-day work. So each fellow, as part of their capstone experience, publishes an openly licensed resource meant to provide value to the broader open education field as an output of their capstone. So all of the capstone projects of our 2020-2021 cohort and previous cohorts are available on the Spark Open Education Leadership Program website, which is linked in the description of this lightning talk. So without further ado, today we have 5 of our graduates from the class of 2021 who are here to share a little bit more about their experience in the program. Here with us today, we have Angela Chicawero, Research and Engagement Librarian at the University of California, Santa Barbara Library; Brad Ost, Head of the Reference Services Department at the Atlanta University Center; Christina DeVoe, English and Communication Librarian at Temple University; Sophie Rondeau, Assessment and E-Resources Program Analyst at Viva in Virginia; and Jim Paradiso, Instructional Designer and the Program Coordinator of Affordable Instructional Materials at the University of Central Florida. We asked each of them to address each of the following prompts. 1, what was your greatest achievement throughout the program? 2, what's one thing that you learned about your own leadership style throughout the program? And 3, what's your best piece of leadership advice? So let's hear from them directly.
Hi, I'm Angela Chikwero. Whilst there are a lot of things that I accomplished in the Spark Open Education Leadership Program, I would say completing my capstone project was the greatest achievement of all, because this is a very informative document that's being used by my library at the moment to see what types of open educational resources, initiatives they can implement on our campus. As far as leadership is concerned, I would say I learned that I'm more of a transformational leader because I was able to communicate and manage to get buy-in from my colleagues to help me with some of my projects. I would say when it comes to leadership style, just stay true to yourself, be open-minded, be someone who is open to other people's ideas, and you accomplish a lot.
2 questions I want to address really quickly. One was the greatest achievement in the program. That was getting over the intimidation of thinking that I could actually create an open access textbook. So that process happened while over the space of the entire year, which was great. It gave me confidence to know that I could do it and move on from here and encourage others in the same way. And then the best piece of leadership advice that I've gotten and that I've given, the one that sticks with me most often is get commitment, not compliance. And that's the desire to get people caught up in your passion, make it their passion so that they're not doing it just because that they're getting paid to do it or because you're forcing them to do it, rather because they catch your vision and they want to do what you want to do. And in the context of open access, it's finding that faculty member that you can encourage to such a point that they get very excited about it and aren't doing it just as a favor or because they're a champion, but because they believe in the cause as well. So that's my best piece of leadership advice.
I'm particularly proud of the collaboration I had with campus stakeholders, in my case, my University Center for the Advancement of Teaching, to develop multi-part workshop series and learning materials on open pedagogical practices for faculty. Now, for me and my leadership style, the program affirmed the power of active listening, whether with colleagues, faculty, or various stakeholders. It also stressed the importance of making leadership opportunities for yourself by simply daring to ask. And my best piece of leadership advice is to step back from time to time to view the bigger picture. A small win is still a win, and multiple small wins will add up to substantial, meaningful impact over time.
My greatest achievement was the relationships I formed with the cohort members in the Spark team, because I know that's going to continue to produce additional achievements into the future. That's really valuable for myself and the community. In terms of something I learned about myself along in the process, the program really affirmed to me how important it is to lead together. So while I have my individual voice in my individual role, and that is critical and important in that context, our collective voice is equally important. And that's something that I try to do now consciously on the team that I lead at University of Central Florida. And then lastly, I'd like to just leave you with a piece of advice that whether you're a leader or not by title or rank, you are a leader, and use that uniqueness to make your work, whether it's big or small, to make an impact, right? In this day and age, a lot of talk is around scale in higher ed and industry, and that's whether something gets invested in is kind of based on whether it can scale and at what speed. But I'd like to kind of flip that and focus more a little bit on the pursuit of investing in impact, and which can happen at a personal, classroom, institutional, community level. And so I guess in all of those, it being equally important and pertinent for a certain time and place. So my advice would be to find your purpose and scope and just lead boldly in that way. So thank you.
Hello, I'm Sophie Rondeau, Assessment and E-Resources Program Analyst with Viva. One of the greatest achievements of the Spark Open Education Leadership Program was the opportunity to connect with colleagues from across the country, from across North America, and to engage with them on really important topics related to open education. And those relationships continue to this day for me, even though the program is now over. I continue to draw on those relationships, to call on people, to use the work that they created for their capstone projects, to use those projects and to share them out with our community.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and a special thank you to our fellows for being willing to share their sage leadership advice with us today. If you're interested in the Open Education Leadership Program, we are currently running our class of 2022, our 5th cohort, but we will be reopening applications in the spring of 2022 for our 6th cohort. I can't believe we're at cohort number 6 already. So do check out our website. That's sparkopen.org/ourwork/open education leadership program for more information. And thank you again for your interest. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Open Education Conference this year. Thanks.